Alex Carter sat quietly in his small transport ship as it drifted closer to the blue and purple clouds of planet Zora. He looked out the window at the world below. The city lights sparkled like small stars on the dark side of the planet. His heart beat a little faster. Alex had trained for years to be a human diplomat. Now he was about to meet the Zorans for the first time. He had read reports, watched videos, and practiced simple greetings in the Zoran language. Nothing he studied could have prepared him for this moment. His ship landed softly on a floating platform. The doors opened, letting in cool air that smelled sweet and sharp, almost like fruit. Alex checked his reflection in the glass and smoothed his hair. He wore a navy blue suit, hoping it would look respectful to the Zorans. He picked up his bag and stepped outside. A group of Zorans waited for him at the end of the walkway. They were tall and thin, their skin soft and pale with colors like blue, purple, and silver. Their large eyes watched him carefully. At the front of the group stood a young woman. Her hair was short and silver, and her skin was a soft shade of blue. She smiled at him, her eyes bright. "Welcome, human Alex," she said in clear English. "I am Lila, your Zoran guide." Alex smiled and reached out his hand, ready to shake hers. Layla stepped closer. Before he could say anything else, she leaned in. Suddenly, she pressed her lips against his and slipped her tongue into his mouth. It was not a quick kiss, but slow and gentle. Alex stood frozen, his eyes wide in shock. He was not sure what to do, but he tried not to pull away or make any noise. Behind Lila, the other Zorans watched calmly, as if nothing strange had happened. When the kiss ended, Lila smiled again. "It is good to meet you, Alex." Alex managed a small nod, his face turning red. He quickly wiped his mouth, hoping no one noticed. He tried to remember his training. Had anyone mentioned this kind of greeting? He could not recall any warning about kisses, certainly not with tongues. He wondered if he had just made a big mistake on his first day. Lila led him down the walkway, and the other Zorans followed. They spoke softly to each other in their own language, making musical sounds that filled the air. Layla walked beside Alex and pointed out the different parts of the landing area. "These lights change colors with the seasons," she said. "Today, they are blue because we welcome guests." Alex nodded and tried to act normal, but his mind was racing. He looked at Lila and saw that she seemed happy. She did not look upset or embarrassed. Maybe this greeting was normal for Zorans, he hoped so. He did not want to ruin the mission before it even started. As they walked, Alex noticed that Zorans greeted each other by touching lips, sometimes for a long time. It did not look romantic. Even children greeted their parents and friends in the same way. Alex felt a little better, but he still felt awkward. He wondered what his friends back on Earth would say if they saw him now. The group reached a tall building made of white glass and shining metal. Inside, the halls were wide and filled with soft light. Plants grew along the walls with bright flowers in blue and purple colors. Everything looked peaceful and beautiful. Layla led Alex to a small room where he could rest. "This will be your space," she said. "You can leave your things here. When you are ready, I will show you the city." Alex thanked her and stepped inside. The room was simple but comfortable. There was a bed, a desk, and a window that looked out over the city. Alex sat down and took a deep breath. He thought about the kiss again. It had felt so strange. He was not sure if he should tell anyone. He wondered if he should ask Lila about it, but he did not want to seem rude. Maybe he could find a guidebook or ask someone back on Earth. He unpacked his things and checked his small communicator. He thought about calling Kate Morgan, his friend and co-worker, but decided to wait. He needed to figure out more before asking for help. After a short rest, Alex left his room and found Lila waiting for him. "Are you ready to see our city?" she asked. He nodded, and together they walked through the bright halls. Outside, the city was full of life. Zorans moved quietly through the streets, their clothes light and flowing. There were markets with strange fruits and drinks. Small children played in floating parks, their laughter echoing in the air. Lila showed him the main buildings: the council hall, the library, and the sky gardens. Everywhere they went, Zorans greeted each other with the same gentle kisses. Alex tried to act calm each time he saw it, but he always felt a little strange. Once, an older Zoran man greeted Lila with a long kiss, then turned to Alex. The man leaned close, and Alex quickly remembered what to do. He tried to greet the man the same way. Their lips met for a moment, then the man smiled and walked away. Lila laughed softly. "You learn quickly, Alex." Alex blushed again. "Thank you, Lila. It is very different from Earth." Layla nodded. "We know humans are different, but we hope you will feel welcome here." The day passed with more tours and introductions. Alex met council members, teachers, and students. Everyone seemed friendly and interested in him. Some asked about Earth, and Alex tried to answer as best as he could. He noticed that Lila stayed close to him, often touching his arm or shoulder when she spoke. That night, Alex returned to his room, tired but excited. He sat by the window and watched the lights of the city. He thought about the greeting and the way Lila smiled at him. Maybe, he thought, it would not be so hard to learn about Zoran customs after all. But as he closed his eyes, he could still feel the gentle press of Lila's lips. He wondered what the next day would bring, and if he would ever really get used to greetings on Zora. Alex woke early the next day, the strange new world outside his window shining under a gentle morning light. He had not slept much. All night, he had thought about his first day on Zora, and especially about the greeting with Lila. He wondered how many more times he would have to kiss people just to say hello. It was so different from Earth, but he wanted to do his best. After all, he was here to build friendship between humans and Zorans. He dressed quickly, choosing a simple shirt and dark pants. He wanted to look neat, but not too formal. After a quick breakfast of sweet, soft Zoran fruit, Alex met Lila in the hallway. She looked cheerful, wearing a long silver robe that shimmered when she moved. "Good morning, Alex," she said, smiling warmly. Alex replied, "Good morning, Lila." Before he could say more, Lila leaned in and gave him another soft, slow kiss, just as she had the day before. This time, Alex was a little less shocked, though he still felt his cheeks get hot. When she pulled away, he tried to smile, hoping he looked comfortable. Lila led him to the council hall. The path was lined with blue and purple flowers, and small, floating lights danced above them. Zorans walked by, greeting each other and Alex with the same long kisses. Each time, Alex tried to relax and return the greeting politely. He was careful not to show any surprise or discomfort. He knew that his actions could affect how the Zorans saw all humans. They reached the council hall, where Alex was introduced to several leaders. He met a kind Zoran named Myra, who worked with education, and a tall man named Jonas, who was in charge of city planning. Each one greeted him in the Zoran way. Alex tried to remember their names and faces, but the greetings made it all a bit confusing. After the meeting, Layla took Alex to the city library. Inside, walls were filled with books and glowing screens. Layla explained how Zorans learned about their world and about other planets. She showed Alex stories and art from Zoran history. Some paintings showed Zorans greeting visitors from far away, places with the same kiss, even long ago. Alex realized this custom was very old and important to them. As they walked, a group of Zoran children ran up to Lila and Alex. They laughed and greeted Lila with quick kisses, and then looked up at Alex. He bent down and let them greet him the Zoran way, though it felt strange. The children giggled and asked him questions about Earth. Alex answered simply, telling them about animals, trees, and snow. The children listened with wide eyes, amazed by stories of places so different from their own. Later, Lila took Alex to a small market. People sold food, art, and bright fabrics. The market was busy and loud, full of music and laughter. Layla bought Alex a blue fruit that tasted sweet and cool. She showed him how Zorans made jewelry from shells found in the floating rivers. Alex watched as people greeted each other and shared news. He noticed that some Zorans greeted each other with short kisses, while others used longer ones. He wondered what made the difference. As the day went on, Alex tried his best to act like he was used to the customs. Still, inside he felt nervous each time someone came close. He missed simple handshakes and friendly waves from home. Sometimes he worried he would make a mistake and insult someone, but Lila stayed close, guiding him gently through every meeting. After the market, Layla and Alex sat by a small pond. Bright fish swam under the water, making small ripples on the surface. Lila watched the fish and smiled. "Do you find it hard here, Alex?" she asked softly. Alex nodded. "A little. Your customs are very new to me. On Earth we do not kiss when we say hello. Only people who are very close do that." Layla listened carefully. "We have heard this before from humans who visited, but here it is only a greeting. It means we trust you and welcome you," Alex tried to understand. "I want to learn. I do not want to be rude." Layla put her hand on his. "You are not rude. You are brave to come here. I know it is hard to be different. Many Zorans would feel the same if they visited Earth." Alex smiled, feeling a little better. Layla's kindness made it easier for him. They sat quietly by the pond, watching the world go by. That evening, Layla took Alex to her family's home for dinner. The house was small, with large windows and colorful lights. Layla's parents greeted Alex with warm kisses, as did her younger brother and grandmother. Alex returned the greetings, still feeling a bit shy. They all sat around a low table, sharing dishes of fruit, soft bread, and warm drinks. The food tasted new but good. Lila's family asked Alex about his life on Earth. He told them about his parents, his school, and his dream of seeing new worlds. He tried to explain how humans greeted each other, using pictures on his communicator. Layla's family listened and laughed kindly when Alex described handshakes and hugs. Lila's grandmother smiled at him. "You have a good heart, Alex. You try very hard to understand us. That is the most important thing." As dinner ended, Lila's father offered Alex a small glass of sweet drink. "Welcome to our home, Alex," he said, lifting his glass. "We hope you will feel like family here." Alex felt touched by their words. He raised his glass, feeling grateful. He realized that, even if the customs were strange to him, the feelings behind them were the same everywhere: kindness, welcome, and hope for friendship. When it was time to leave, Layla walked Alex back to his room. The city was quiet now, with soft lights glowing in the trees. Layla stopped by his door. "Tomorrow you will meet the council again. There will be many greetings. If you ever feel nervous, just look at me. I will help you," she said. Alex nodded. "Thank you, Layla. I am glad you are my friend." Layla smiled and gave him one last soft kiss, then waved goodnight. Alex entered his room and lay down on his bed. He thought about the day. Even though everything was new, he felt that maybe he could belong here one day before he went to sleep. He sent a message to Kate Morgan on Earth, telling her about the greetings, the city, and Layla. He asked her if she knew any tips for learning strange customs. As he finished his message, Alex smiled to himself. He was starting to understand that sometimes the best way to learn was simply to try and keep an open heart. Alex woke up to the sound of gentle music coming from outside his window. It was the third morning on Zora, and he was starting to get used to the soft colors and calm voices all around him. He was still nervous about meeting new Zorans, but he knew he was learning more every day. Last night he had sent a long message to Kate Morgan back on Earth, telling her about the kissing greetings and how different everything was. He hoped she would answer soon. He dressed and walked down to the dining area where Layla was waiting. She looked happy to see him and greeted him with the usual Zoran kiss. Alex tried his best to look calm and even smiled as she pulled away. Layla seemed pleased. They sat together for breakfast, eating sweet bread and soft fruit. Layla asked Alex about his dreams. He told her he dreamed about flying over Earth in a small plane, and she laughed, saying she wished she could see it one day. When breakfast was finished, Layla said there was a special council meeting. She told Alex it was an important day because leaders from other cities were coming to meet the human visitor. Alex felt a mix of worry and excitement. He wanted to do well and show the best side of humans. Together, they walked through the city. The sun was bright, and the floating plants above the streets gave cool shade. The city felt peaceful. As they got closer to the council hall, more Zorans joined them. All of them greeted Layla and Alex with long, gentle kisses. Alex tried to act natural, but after so many greetings he started to feel dizzy. He hoped he would not make a mistake in front of the important leaders. Inside the council hall, the large room was filled with soft light. Alex saw rows of seats filled with Zorans in bright robes. At the front sat a group of council leaders. Layla introduced Alex to each one. He greeted them the Zoran way, feeling a little better each time. Some leaders were older, some young, but all seemed interested in the human visitor. Layla stood beside Alex, giving him strength. One leader, a woman named Senna, spoke about how Zorans wanted to learn from humans. She asked Alex to share a little about Earth. Alex stood and tried to speak clearly. He talked about Earth's blue skies, forests, and cities full of people from many lands. He spoke about how humans greet each other with smiles, waves, and sometimes hugs. The Zorans listened closely. Some smiled, others whispered to each other. Surprised by how different humans were, after his talk, the council thanked Alex. Senna said, "We hope to learn your ways just as you learn ours." The meeting ended with more greetings, but this time Alex was less worried. He understood that every kiss was a sign of respect and trust. He saw that Zorans greeted each other the same way, and he was not special. He felt more at home, even as a stranger. After the meeting, Layla took Alex to a small garden outside the council hall. There, they sat together and talked quietly. Layla told Alex that he had done well, and that many Zorans were talking about him. In a good way, Alex felt proud, but he still had questions. "Layla," Alex asked, "do Zorans ever use kisses for something more than greetings?" "On Earth, kisses are for family or people you love," Layla smiled, thinking. "For us, kisses are greetings." "Yes, but there are other kinds. A greeting kiss is slow and gentle. A love kiss is longer, with more feeling. But most Zorans only use the greeting kind every day." Alex nodded, still unsure he would ever get used to it. But he was glad Layla explained. He liked that he could. Ask her anything. Later that day, Alex got a message from Kate Morgan. She was surprised but not shocked about the Zoran greeting. Kate told Alex that learning about other worlds was always strange at first, but that he was doing the right thing by being open and kind. She sent him a guide she found about Zoran customs. It made Alex laugh to see a page all about proper kiss greetings. There were even funny drawings showing the right way and the wrong way to greet someone. He read the guide while sitting in his room. It said Zorans respected people who tried, even if they made mistakes. It also said that being friendly was the most important thing. Alex felt better after reading it. He decided to try harder and not worry so much about being perfect. In the afternoon, Layla invited Alex to a festival. The whole city was decorated with glowing ribbons and bright banners. Music played everywhere and Zorans danced in the streets. People laughed and shared food. Alex felt happy and free. At the festival, people greeted him with more kisses, but this time Alex greeted them back without fear. He even taught some Zorans how to shake hands, and they laughed at the strange Earth custom. Layla gave Alex a gift, a small blue shell on a string. "It means you are welcome here," she said. Alex put the shell around his neck, feeling proud. He told Layla thank you, and she smiled at him, her eyes shining. The festival went on late into the night. At the end, Layla and Alex sat together on a small hill watching the stars above the city. Layla told Alex stories about her childhood and her dreams to travel the stars. Alex listened and felt closer to her than ever before. As the night grew quiet, Layla turned to Alex. "Thank you for trying, even when things are strange," she said softly. "Not every visitor is so open." Alex looked at her and said, "I am glad I came here. I am learning every day." Layla leaned over and gave him a gentle kiss. Alex felt calm and happy. For the first time, the greeting felt natural to him. As they walked back to their rooms, Alex realized that maybe, with time, he could make Zora his second home. When he was alone in his room, Alex wrote a new message to Kate. He told her about the council meeting, the guide, and the festival. He said that he felt less like a stranger now. He even joked that maybe one day he would start greeting humans the Zoran way. As he sent the message, Alex smiled. He was ready for whatever the next day would bring. The next morning on Zora, Alex woke up to a soft knocking at his door. He opened it to find Lila smiling, holding a plate of warm bread and fruit. She greeted him in the Zoran way, giving him a gentle, slow kiss. Alex greeted her back, feeling only a small blush on his cheeks now. He realized that he had changed a lot since he first arrived. Each day, the city felt less strange and the customs less awkward. As they ate breakfast together, Layla told Alex about the plans for the day. She wanted to show him more of the city and introduce him to her friend Vera, who worked as a scientist studying humans and other species. Layla said Vera was curious about Earth and wanted to ask Alex many questions. Alex felt a little nervous, but Lila said Vera was very friendly. After breakfast, they walked through the city streets. The air was cool and the buildings shone in the morning light. Alex greeted people as they passed, doing his best to remember their names and return their kisses. He could tell that some Zorans were still surprised to see a human, but most seemed happy to meet him. They reached a tall building filled with plants and bright screens. Inside, they met Vera. She was young with pale purple skin and short hair. She greeted Lila with a long kiss, then turned to Alex and greeted him the same way. Alex tried to act calm, but Vera's kiss was longer than most. She smiled when they finished and said, "You are doing very well, Alex." Vera led them to a room full of strange machines and samples from different planets. She asked Alex about Earth's animals, food, and the ways people showed respect. She was especially interested in how humans showed love and friendship. Alex explained that on Earth, people showed love with hugs, kisses, kind words, and sometimes gifts. He told her about family dinners and how people sometimes held hands when they cared about each other. Vera listened closely. Writing notes, she told Alex that Zorans sometimes held hands too, but only with people they trusted deeply. She said that for Zorans the greeting kiss was for everyone, but holding hands was more private. Alex found this interesting. He realized that even simple things could mean different things on different worlds. After their talk, Vera showed Alex and Lila a new project. She was growing plants from Earth in a small garden. The plants looked healthy, and Alex was happy to see something from his home planet. Vera asked Alex to tell her stories about the plants, and he shared memories of walking in forests and parks back on Earth. The day went by quickly. Layla, Vera, and Alex ate lunch together. They shared jokes and laughed, and Alex felt more relaxed. After lunch, they went to a floating park where children played and Zoran sat talking quietly. Layla and Alex watched the children play. Layla asked Alex if he missed home. Alex nodded. "Sometimes I do, but I am happy to be here. I am learning so much." Layla smiled. "I am glad you are here, Alex. You are helping us understand humans better." As the sun began to set, Vera left to return to her work, and Layla and Alex walked slowly through the city. The lights turned soft blue and purple, and music played in the distance. Layla took Alex to a quiet spot by a lake. The water was calm, and the stars began to show in the sky. They sat together, watching the reflections on the water. Layla was quiet for a while, then she turned to Alex. "Alex, I have a question. Do you think it is possible for humans and Zorans to become very close friends, or maybe more?" Alex looked at her, surprised. "I think it is possible. We are different, but we care about the same things." Layla smiled softly. "Sometimes I feel close to you, even though we are from different worlds." Alex felt his heart beat faster. He remembered how kisses on Zora were just greetings, but now he wondered if Layla felt something more. He did not know what to say, so he just smiled and looked at the water. Layla gently touched Alex's hand. "On Zora, we only hold hands with people we trust. I trust you, Alex." Alex felt warm inside. He took her hand, and they sat together quietly. It felt special, more private than any greeting kiss. They watched the stars and listened to the gentle sounds of the city. After a while, Layla stood and said it was time to return. As they walked back, Layla told Alex that the next day would be busy. He was invited to a big gathering where many Zorans wanted to meet him. Alex felt nervous again, but Layla promised to help him. When Alex returned to his room, he wrote another message to Kate Morgan. He told her about meeting Vera, the questions about Earth, and the walk by the lake. He wrote about holding Lila's hand and how it felt different from the greeting kisses. He asked Kate if she thought it was possible for people from different worlds to become close in this way. Kate replied quickly. She told Alex that sometimes the heart understands more than the mind. She said that real friendship and even love could grow between any people, no matter how different they seemed. She told him to trust his feelings and keep learning. Alex read Kate's message and smiled. He felt hopeful, even if everything was still new and strange. He was starting to believe that Zora could really be his home, and that Layla could be more than just a friend. The next morning, Alex woke up early. He wanted to be ready for the big gathering. He chose his clothes carefully and practiced the Zoran greeting in the mirror. He remembered to be gentle, slow, and respectful. When he was ready, Lila arrived at his door. "You look nice," she said. Smiling, she gave him a soft greeting kiss, and Alex returned it, feeling calm. Together, they walked to the place where the gathering would be held. Alex could see crowds of Zorans waiting to meet him. As they entered, many Zorans turned to look at him. Some waved, others smiled, and many came forward for a greeting kiss. Alex felt a little nervous but tried to stay calm. Lila stood by his side, introducing him to everyone. People asked Alex questions about Earth, about human life, and about why he came to Zora. Alex answered as best as he could. He told stories about his family, his friends, and his hopes for peace between humans and Zorans. He made people laugh with funny stories about Earth customs. As the gathering went on, Alex noticed that some Zorans started to greet each other with handshakes, just like humans. It made him smile. He realized that just as he was learning about Zoran ways, the Zorans were learning from him too. At the end of the day, there was music and dancing. Layla asked Alex to dance, and he agreed. They moved slowly to the music, surrounded by soft lights and happy voices. Alex felt safe and happy with Lila. He forgot about his worries and just enjoyed the moment. When the music ended, Lila took Alex's hand. They walked outside into the cool night. Lila looked at Alex and smiled. "Today was a good day. You did well," Alex smiled back. "I could not have done it without you." Lila squeezed his hand gently. They stood together, looking up at the stars, and Alex felt that maybe, just maybe, he belonged on Zora. Alex woke up feeling excited and a little nervous. It was his 5th day on Zora, and every day seemed to bring something new. Yesterday had been special. He thought about holding Layla's hand and how different it felt from any greeting. It was quiet and gentle, a sign of trust and friendship. Now, as the sunlight filled his room, he wondered what new things he would learn today. He met Lila outside his door, and she greeted him with the usual Zoran kiss. Alex returned the greeting, feeling calm and happy. Layla smiled, and they walked to breakfast together. As they ate, Layla told Alex that they had been invited to visit a nearby school. The teachers and students wanted to learn about Earth. Alex liked the idea. He wanted to share what he knew, just as he had learned so much from the Zora and Estad. On the way to the school, they passed through busy streets. Zorans greeted Alex as he walked by. Some of them even tried to shake his hand, copying the Earth custom. Alex laughed and shook hands, feeling proud that he could share something from his own world. He felt less like a visitor now and more like someone who belonged. The school was bright and full of life. Children played outside, chasing each other through gardens and across floating bridges. When Alex and Lila arrived, a group of teachers met them and gave them friendly greeting kisses. Alex returned each greeting, feeling less nervous than before. The children gathered around, curious and full of questions. Alex talked to the students about Earth. He showed them pictures of animals, forests and snowy mountains. He taught them simple English words, and they repeated after him, laughing and trying to say everything right. Layla translated when needed, helping everyone understand. Alex enjoyed answering questions about Earth food and human games. He told the children about soccer and baseball, and soon they were running around trying to play their own version of soccer with a big blue ball. Later, the teachers invited Alex and Lila to visit the classrooms. Inside, students showed their art and projects about the stars. One group had made a big map showing all the places humans had visited. Alex was surprised to see a small picture of himself next to Earth, with the words Alex Carter, human friend, written in careful letters. It made him smile. After leaving the school, Lila and Alex walked through a quiet garden. Flowers bloomed in every color, and small flying creatures buzzed in the warm air. Layla asked Alex how he felt about teaching the children. Alex said it was the best part of his visit so far. He told her he wanted to help build friendship between humans and Zorans for a long time, not just as a short visit. Lila stopped by a small pond and looked at Alex. "There is something I want to tell you," she said softly. "At first, I thought you were just a visitor here for a few days. But now, I see that you care about our world and our people." "I am glad you came." Alex felt his heart beat faster. "I am glad I came too. You have helped me so much, Lila. You made this strange place feel like home." Lila smiled, her eyes shining. "I trust you, Alex. That means a lot for someone from Zora." They sat by the pond, talking about their families and their dreams. Layla told Alex about her wish to visit Earth one day, to see the blue sky and green forests. Alex promised that if she ever visited, he would be her guide and help her with human customs, just like she helped him on Zora. As the afternoon passed, they went to the city's main square, where a group of Zorans were practicing music and dance for a festival. The leader invited Alex to join. At first, he was shy, but Lila encouraged him. He learned some simple Zoran dance steps and moved to the music with Lila by his side. The crowd cheered and clapped, making Alex laugh. When the music stopped, Layla leaned close and whispered, "You are a good dancer, Alex." Her words made Alex smile, and he felt a new warmth in his heart. For a moment, it felt like they were the only two people in the world. That evening, Alex and Lila were invited to a special dinner with the city's leaders. The meal was held in a large hall decorated with lights and flowers. Important Zorans sat around a long table, and everyone greeted Alex warmly. During dinner, one leader stood up and thanked Alex for his kindness and for learning the Zoran way. "Your open heart has brought our worlds closer," the leader said. Alex felt proud. He thanked everyone for welcoming him and told them how much he had learned. He promised to share everything with people on Earth so that more humans would understand and respect Zoran customs. He finished his speech by saying, "We are different, but we can be friends." The leaders smiled and lifted their glasses in a toast to friendship. After dinner, there was more music, and Zoran sang songs about hope and peace. Layla held Alex's hand under the table, and he felt safe and happy. When the dinner ended, Alex and Lila walked outside. The city was quiet and peaceful, the stars bright above them. Layla turned to Alex and spoke softly. "On Zora, sometimes people use the greeting kiss for more than just a hello. If someone gives a kiss that is gentle but lasts a little longer, it means they feel something special." Alex listened closely. "Have you given anyone that kind of kiss?" Layla looked into his eyes. "Yes. Last night, when we danced, and tonight after dinner." Alex felt shy and happy at the same time. "I think I know what it means." Layla smiled, and for a moment they just stood together in the quiet night. Then she leaned in and gave Alex a kiss, gentle, warm, and longer than before. Alex returned the kiss, knowing now that it meant more than just a greeting. They stood under the stars, holding hands, not needing any more words. Alex realized that even though he had come to Zora as a stranger, he had found a true friend and maybe even something more. The differences between their worlds did not seem so big anymore. As they walked back to their rooms, Alex thought about how much had changed. He had learned a new way of living and loving, and he knew that he would never forget the kindness he found on Zora. He was excited to see what the future would bring for him, Lila, and the friendship between their people. Alex woke up on his last day on Zora with many feelings inside him. He felt happy and sad at the same time. The sky outside his window was soft purple, and the city below was quiet. He sat on his bed, thinking about everything that had happened since he arrived. He remembered how nervous he had been about the Zoran greeting, and how every day had felt so strange at first. Now he felt like he truly belonged. He packed his things slowly, putting his clothes and gifts into his small bag. On his table was the blue shell Lila had given him and a small book of drawings from the Zoran children. He ran his hand over the shell, smiling. It made him think of Lila, the city, and all his new friends. Lila came to meet him, her smile gentle, but a little sad. She greeted him the Zoran way, but her kiss was slow and warm, just like the night before. Alex returned the kiss, understanding its special meaning now. Layla took his hand and said, "Come, there is something I want to show you before you leave." They walked through the city, which was waking up in the early light. People stopped to greet Alex, some with kisses, some with the human handshake he had taught them. Alex felt proud seeing how two cultures had mixed in small ways. He realized he would miss these moments, the soft music in the air, the sweet fruit at breakfast, the kindness of people he had just met. Lila took Alex to the highest tower in the city. From the top, they could see all of Zora floating parks, rivers that shone in the sun, and the far mountains. Birds with bright feathers flew below them. Layla pointed to the horizon. "When you come back, I will take you to the mountains. There are forests there, just like you told me about on Earth." Alex smiled, feeling a warm hope for the future. "I will come back, Leela, I promise." They sat together for a while, watching the city wake up. Leela gave Alex a small book. "These are stories from my family. I want you to have them so you do not forget us." Alex thanked her, touched by her gift. "I will read them every day." After their time at the tower, Lila and Alex went to the council hall. The city leaders had planned a small farewell gathering. The room was filled with flowers, soft lights, and the people Alex had met during his stay. Everyone greeted him warmly, some with kisses, others with kind words. The council leader thanked Alex for his friendship and his efforts to learn their ways. "Because of you, we understand humans better," the leader said, "and now you are part of our story too." Alex thanked everyone for their welcome and kindness. He told them he would carry their lessons with him to Earth, and he hoped that more humans and Zorans would become friends. After the farewell, Leela and Alex went to a small lake outside the city. They sat together in the quiet, watching the water move gently. Layla said, "I'm sad you have to go, but I am happy we met." Alex held her hand. "Me too, I will come back." Layla was quiet for a moment, then said, "When I first met you, I thought you would never get used to our ways. But you learned quickly, and you tried so hard. You taught us about Earth, but you also taught us about being patient and open." Alex smiled, feeling proud. "I was afraid at first, but you made it easy for me." Layla looked at Alex and said, "I want to give you something before you go." She leaned in and kissed him softly, holding his hand. It was a long, gentle kiss more than just a greeting. Alex understood what it meant. He kissed her back, wishing he did not have to leave. They sat together until it was time to go. Lila walked with Alex to the spaceport, holding his hand the whole way. At the gate, the other Zorans gathered to say goodbye. Some gave Alex the traditional greeting kiss, others waved or hugged him. Alex tried not to cry as he hugged Lila tightly. "I will wait for you," Lila said softly. "I will come back," Alex promised. As Alex boarded his ship, he looked out the window at Lila and the city. The engine started, and soon he was leaving Zora behind. But he knew he would never forget what he had learned or the people he had met. On the journey back to Earth, Alex thought about everything. He sent a message to Kate Morgan, telling her about his last day, the farewell, and the promise he made to Layla. Kate replied, "I am proud of you, Alex. You did something special." When Alex landed on Earth, he was welcomed by other humans, who greeted him with waves and handshakes. He smiled, remembering his first kiss greeting on Zora. It felt strange to be back, but he was happy to see his friends. He told them stories about Zora, about the customs, and about Lila. People listened closely, amazed by the differences and similarities between the two worlds. Alex worked hard to share what he learned. He wrote reports and gave talks about Zoran customs, hoping to prepare other humans who would visit one day. He showed them the blue shell and the book of stories. He explained the meaning of the Zoran greeting and how it was a sign of trust and respect, not just romance. Days passed, but Alex never forgot Zora. He sent messages to Lila often, telling her about his life on Earth. She replied with stories and pictures from Zora, and sometimes drawings from the children at the school. Each message made Alex feel close to her, even when they were far apart. Time went by, and soon there was news that more humans would be sent to Zora. Alex was asked to help train them. He was happy to do it. He taught the new team about Zoran greetings, about respect, and about keeping an open mind. He told them, if you try, and if you are kind, you will be welcomed. One day, Alex received a message from Layla. The flowers are blooming and the city is ready for visitors. I hope to see you soon. Alex smiled, packing his bag with gifts for his friends on Zora. He looked at the blue shell and the book of stories, feeling ready for the next adventure. As he left Earth, he thought about Lila and the future. He knew that wherever he went, he would always carry a part of Zora with him. And the hope for friendship between worlds, he promised himself that when he returned, he would greet Lila with both the Zoran kiss and a human hug, mixing both their worlds into one.